Our next film is called Daffy Duck's Quackbusters, and coming on the heels of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it may signal a revival of the American cartoon. But even if it doesn't, this is one very entertaining and clever compilation of vintage Warner Brothers cartoons edited together with new scenes into a parody of the comedy hit Ghostbusters. This time, it's Daffy Duck and not Bill Murray in the lead. Before he starts busting ghosts, however, Daffy wins a lot of money by making an old man laugh so hard he dies and wills Daffy his fortune.
And to my beloved mascot, Daffy Duck, who has given me much solace in my final days, I leave the bulk of my financial assets, with the provision that Daffy use the money to exemplify the highest spirit of American free enterprise and display honesty in all business affairs.
Success at last!
I love those boardroom glances. With Bugs Bunny as one of his helpers now, Daffy goes into the ghost-busting game, but Daffy treats his helpers poorly, and the ghostly spirit of the old man starts to take his money back.
Where is that stupid rabbit? He was supposed to be here an hour ago. Thinks he's such a big star. Not again. What'd I say? What'd I say? I know. It was what I said about the rabbit, right? Well, I take it back. He's a swell rabbit. He'll be a valued and trusted associate. All right, I'll make him vice president.
Now here, the movie lists a scene from last year's hit Daffy Duck's cartoon, The Ducksorcist, as Daffy visits a demonic female duck who really needs help.
Okay, so where's the fire? It's in the oven, I presume. Whoops. My mistake. Nothing a little Uzi off couldn't fix. Must be the frost-free kind. Whew.
That's great stuff. And what you've seen is new footage, but the film also includes vintage footage mixed in, spanning 40 years of Warner Brothers cartoons, directed mostly by the great Chuck Jones. Also appearing in the film, Porky Pig, Sylvester the Cat, and Tweety Bird. They're the support troops. The pure comedy of some of the vintage material here, especially the simple line drawings of that old cartoon stuff, is just striking to see again as an adult. But the bottom line, of course, is that these cartoons, even stitched together, still make one laugh.
Well, I think you put your finger on the thing that bothered me about this movie, and that is the stitching together. Warner Brothers cartoons were all exactly 6 minutes long, not 1 second longer or shorter. That was exactly what their rigid requirement was, and they were made to be 6 minutes long. And when you take a little bit here and a little bit there and stretch it out to an hour and a half, what you get is a movie that, strangely enough, doesn't seem to have any overall pattern or momentum. It seems like kind of a guided tour of various disconnected segments. And that's why Chuck Jones, the man that you give credit to, isn't really one of the fans of this film, even though they took his work. Basically, they plundered it. They went through and created a film that didn't exist. And the movies that are more fun are the ones like the great Bugs Bunny movie, which is essentially an anthology of these perfectly made 6-minute cartoons.
Well, you didn't like this?
No, not that much, because I don't think it paid off the way the 6-minute form, which is as rigid a classical form as you can have, did deliver.
Well, if you want to see a compilation of those 6-minute cartoons, you can go and find them. I mean, go to a museum if you want to. I'm saying what this exists and how it exists, I found very entertaining.
Well, I
don't think that they've done a travesty to those other cartoons. Those other cartoons exist. I like what they brought back.
I'd rather see a festival of each one of the cartoons in this movie, seen from beginning to end, just
Roger,
the way it was
I'd like
made.
to go to the movie. I'd like to go to the movies and see those cartoons before each movie. But the people who run the movie theaters won't do that.
Yeah, but you do have such a thing as home video.
Then I'll rent them. But I'm saying that this entertained me.